Hello, hello Aquarius. Welcome to your mid-2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Aquarius. And before we dive into this, go ahead and take a moment to subscribe if you haven't already. And check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing if you would like more content, more readings, more card pulls. I am going to lay these cards down and then we're going to get started. While I do this, take a moment to maybe set your intention for the reading, what you'd like to get out of this. Maybe you're looking for some specific info, so go ahead and check in with yourself and then we'll get into it. All right, let's start with these oracle cards for you. First thing coming up is patience. Patience, patience, patience. And I know it's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but this is actually a tortoise shell on here. So things are definitely going to be moving slowly. You need to give yourself time to grow. You need to give yourself time to heal. You need to give yourself time. Like there's very little that can be accomplished if you're rushing, right? Because then you're going to miss things, you're going to overlook things. And so the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is be patient. Everyone's favorite thing to hear. Okay, then we also have beauty. I'm beautiful even when I don't think it. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. This has to do with you not working so hard for people's approval or being liked. And while Aquarians do have that like change maker, that like contrarian feel, it's something where it can also come from a place of like wanting to be a part of the community as well. That's like the other side of Aquarius. So just know that you don't need to work so hard at that. And then we have genius. Acknowledge the kindness of your muses, create time and space for flow, release your pressure to perform. It's not all up to you. So it's like, who are you putting on a show for? That's kind of the impression that I'm getting here, is like you might feel as though you need to do things for other people, or maybe you are kind of in that mindset of wanting to impress others or doing things for others rather than yourself. This is about taking that back and giving it to yourself instead, focusing your attention on what you care about rather than others. Now, this spread is a lot different than what I normally do. So what I want you to do right now is just select one of these three cards in the center. And this is going to be the central energy for you that you're taking with you through the rest of 2019. Do not pick more than one card. It's going to get muddy if you do that. So just stick to one. Maybe you need to pause the video, take a moment to check in. Card number one, we have the Devil. This has to do with vices, bad habits, any addictions, any wanting to check out or go out of body. This is a time to really be conscious of what you might be avoiding or wanting to kind of duck out of and not deal with. Any type of avoidance and wanting to check out of your body typically comes up when we see the Devil card. So this is about breaking the old habits and thought processes and the things that are holding you back, essentially. Because the Devil is the reflection, while it can be hedonistic in ways, it looks like for you this is about being patient with yourself and gaining control of that, whatever it looks like. Card number two, we have the Hanged Man. This is another slow-moving card, needing to be patient, refining your everyday actions. So the micro decisions, the little things that you're doing each and every day is actually what's going to have the biggest impact. I don't think this is a time to take radical action necessarily. This is about looking at, where is your time going? Where is your energy going? Where are your resources going? What are you doing each and every day? Consider those questions instead of the big existential questions. That's not going to help you right now. You need to kind of zoom in and focus on what am I doing that's good for me? What is carrying me forward? What am I doing for myself? Slow it down. Card number 3, we have the 5 of Wands. You guys know this is my favorite card in tarot. This is about conflict. And what I mean by that is conflict in the sense of the friction is what allows you to gain traction and move forward. So any space where you're feeling like there's frustration, that's pushing you to grow. So I see this as a really valuable time to figure out and problem solve, what have I been doing that isn't working or isn't giving me the desired result, and then figuring out how you can shift out of that and move forward. So this is just a way to problem solve and learn from the experiences and friction that you have in present time. Now this is what's shifting out of your life, what's falling away. We have the 6 of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify this, but it seems like a lack of reciprocation in relationships is what's on its way out. So let me see. Just to clarify this, we have the Queen of Cups. Yes, so it's kind of like you need to serve yourself first before you start focusing on others. Like, how do you feel about it before you address with other people or start asking for too much input? It's like, what do you have to say about it? What do you think about it? And try looking at things from that vantage point. The oncoming energy is the 3 of Wands. So I do see this as you're going to be able to figure out a plan for yourself moving forward, or maybe you felt like things were foggy, or your intention, like what you were trying to accomplish with your actions, wasn't actually effective or wasn't steering you in the right direction. So this seems like you have more of a plan as you continue going through 2019, and that's what the 3 of Wands is really reflecting here. It's like, oh, I'm looking at the landscape, I can see what's going on, I can see what's happening, and I know what I want to build here. So that's like clarity and planning. And then this is what you need to know. So if you'd like, you can apply this to a specific area of your life or keep it general. Set your intention for whatever it is that you want. If you need more time, go ahead and pause. But we have the Ace of Pentacles, so ask and you shall receive, but you gotta ask. Like, a closed mouth won't get fed. One of the things that really trips people up when it comes to manifestation and getting what you ask for is, one, the internal work. If you're not doing the internal work, then you're gonna have a harder time manifesting it, because you could subconsciously be calling things in from a wounded place. The second thing that you're going to want to keep in mind is, if you're not asking and you're just saying whatever, then you're going to get whatever. If you're being really specific about what it is that you're inviting in, what it is that you're asking for, then God, universe, divine source knows what to deliver. So let's clarify this Ace of Pentacles. 6 of Wands, victory, moving forward. This is a big aha. It's coming through here. So that looks good. It's like whatever you're asking for, it's going to get delivered. So you can trust that whatever area of your life you're really intending this to be, you can always ask. But the condition is that you ask. You can't just throw your hands up. So that's what this is saying, is that you will get that thing. You can't put a rush order on it. I don't recommend that. You're going to need to be patient, but it's like, yes, things are coming through. Things are moving forward. Just make sure you're only focusing on your perspective rather than being hyper-focused on other people's perceptions. That's what the Beauty card is reflecting here. Now let's get into the timeline. First, second, third, and fourth quarter. So these are going to be about 6 weeks each, since we're reading for 6 months. So the first quarter, like July to mid-August for you, we have the King of Pentacles. This is you needing to do the hard work. So the work in the material, maybe this is showing up, taking care of responsible things, or maybe this has to do with your career being a top priority. a lot of work stuff coming up, more of like the I call them earth problems, like dealing with earth problems. That's like the first thing that is coming through. Let's see what the second quarter brings. We have the Hanged Man popping up once again, but this time for everybody. So once you kind of get an idea of what the state is here with this King of Pentacles, you're going to be able to identify, how did I either get into this positive environment or situation, or what do I still need to problem solve? And then you're going to be able to look at the habits, the belief systems, all of the behind the scenes stuff that put you in that position, and you're going to be able to refine it. So know that this is all kind of reflecting back to you a picture of what's happening energetically. So that's what you can kind of use to gauge, is like how smooth are things going? Does that have to do with reality, or maybe what you've invited in? Does that have to do with your internal state? Does that have to do with how you're thinking about it? Is it as bad as you're thinking about it? So that's the type of stuff that you can start looking at during this second quarter, and just do some digging around your habits and your mental process. Now, third quarter, we have the Fool, a new beginning, a fresh start. And this, to me, I'm reading this as progress, because you kind of identify here in the second quarter, oop, that's not working, I need to try again. Or, oh, this strategy hasn't been effective, I need to try again, I need to restart and initiate elsewhere. So be patient with yourself, because it looks like that you're still learning a lot as you're moving through these energies, and then starting. This could also be new job, new partnership, new, like a new beginning, a fresh start on something. Maybe you're starting classes, things like that happening here around the time of the equinox. Then wrapping up the year, the last little quarter of 2019, we have the Nine of Pentacles. You've got to have faith that your work is paying off, but it's not going to come overnight. So don't expect rapid results, but expect results. That's like a better way to frame it, so you don't burn yourself out, or set your expectations so that you're disappointed, things like that. You want to be mindful that your effort is required for whatever it is that you're working on, and whatever you're challenging or growing or developing, but that all of that work compounds over time. All right, let's do a 3-card pick. This is an oracle deck that I'm using, so just keep that in mind. And you're welcome to ask a question. It can just be general. You can do whatever you want with these 3 cards. You can pick as few or as many as you'd like. Card number 1, gifts from the past. So this has to do with you seeing things differently, or maybe it's kind of like that you did somebody a favor in the past, and so it's kind of like that nice surprise of someone kind of coming through for you this time. It's like the cliche form of karma. Like, oh, you did something nice, and so you get something nice. Even though that's not, I don't technically consider karma that way. A lot of people understand that to be what it is. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. But this also has to do with good information that you can kind of use now that comes from past experience. Card number 2, we have Twin. So doing some shadow work. I'm getting that this has to do with your shadow self and the part of you that might be a naysayer or a self-sabotaging or disempowering, discouraging, things like that. It seems like you're really getting a hefty dose of recognition of when that voice is really showing up and making an appearance in your life. Because remember, it's not legitimate. It's not real. It's just something that was old programming that has maybe made its way into your belief system. So the shadow self is the wounded part of yourself, and it looks like you're doing a lot of work around that, or that's the strategy that you want to take in whatever situation you're asking about. Card number 3, we have Green. Get out in nature. This is about focusing on grounding. Make sure that you are kind of showing appreciation for the little improvements that you're making, like the fresh, like your fresh sprouts. If you planted a seed and you're seeing it start to grow, overemphasize your gratitude for very small things, and that's going to help you. This is also encouraging you to get outside, ground, support yourself, feel into whatever it is that makes you feel really rooted. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I absolutely appreciate you more than you could possibly know. Don't forget, if you didn't watch all 3 of your sun, moon, and rising, make sure you check out your other videos. And you can check out your Mars and Venus if you're a triple sign, so if you have the same sun, moon, or rising signs. But I also want to let you know, if you are interested in topics about intuition, being psychic, all things esoteric and metaphysical, check out my podcast. It is super, super awesome. I have loved doing it, so please check that out. I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. If you need to work with me one-on-one, you know I'm always available for you. So the description box has all of the links to work with me, as well as my meditations, my podcast, all of that good stuff. And don't forget, if you would like the mid-2019 overview love and relationship reading, those are now out on Patreon, bundled with the July reading. So you get 2 readings in one on those videos if you'd like to check that out. Otherwise, I also do weekly sign-specific readings for Patreon as well every Friday. So all of that good stuff is available to you. Check out the description box for anything that you're interested in, or if you just want some more content. And go ahead and have a beautiful rest of the year, everybody. I am sending you so much support, so much love, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.